Hi, welcome to Willow Wellness Clinic in Waterloo. I'm Dr. Cecilia DiMartino. I want to talk about a hormone test that I really like because it gives us a ton of information. I'll show you what it looks like. It's called the Dutch test, which is a dried hormone urine test. So you would collect some urine on strips of paper, let it dry, and then it just gets mailed off. You would collect about 4 to 5 samples. And this is what a test sort of looks like, and what kind of what it looks like, and what kind of information that you can get from it. So the kinds of hormones that it tests are your testosterone, your estrogen, your progesterone, as well as your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. So on the first page, it's usually sort of just an overview. Are you low on your hormones? Are you too high? What's going on? But in addition, it tells me then, how are you breaking down these hormones? This is what's really important, especially when it comes to estrogen. We make 3 different kinds of estrogen, E1, E2, and E3, and then they get broken down here into different components. And through the urine, we can actually measure these different components. What you don't want is a lot of the red one here. This one here, if you can see in the pie chart, if you have a lot of red, that can lead to DNA damage, cancer, that sort of thing. So we would want to make sure that your liver enzymes are actually breaking down your estrogen properly, and you want to make a lot of the good protective type of estrogen metabolite, and we want to make sure that you are methylating properly. That's a form of detoxification. Again, lots of different enzymes in the liver that we would be targeting if they're not functioning optimally. This is especially important if let's say you are a menstruating female, maybe you have really heavy periods, or your cycle is a little bit off. We could check to make sure you don't have what's called an estrogen dominant state, which means your estrogen relative to progesterone is higher, meaning you're not clearing the estrogen well, and that can lead to growths. And we would want to make sure that you are breaking these down properly. And if you're not, then we would use tools, certain herbs and nutrients to really get that pathway to work a lot better. Sometimes genetically we just don't process our hormones as well as we could. We're also subjected to a lot of hormones through the environment. Our liver has a huge job to break these down. So, but also on the other side, if you are postmenopausal, maybe you have hormonal symptoms, menopausal symptoms such as hot flashes, difficulty sleeping, getting a hormone assessment is valuable because we do want to see what ratio these hormones are at, but especially if you are considering bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, which is hormones that are identical to our own body, and so they are safer than the synthetic ones. But if you are considering that route for to help with your symptoms, then we would definitely want to run a hormone test, because I would want to make sure that if I give you estrogen and progesterone, I would want to make sure that you are breaking them down properly and eliminating them so that you are not causing any harm to your cells in the long term. We don't want to just prescribe without testing. So this is a really great test available that we can run. Usually it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get the results back, and then we would discuss things specifically to you. It also, I don't have it on the page right here, but it also looks at those cortisol. So that's your stress hormones. Are you making too much? Are you bottomed out? Are you exhausted and you're just not making enough? And do we need to support those hormones? It also looks at neurotransmitters in the brain, sort of epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine. These can influence our mood. So looking at those things, looking at oxidative stress, glutathione, our most potent antioxidant. It gets looked at, as well as B12 and B6. So these are all added things that we can take a look at by just doing a urine test. So if you have any more questions, do let me know. But if you come in and a visit, again, I can talk a little bit more about it. We can discuss the cost as well to get that done. But it is, in my opinion, really valuable to understand how your hormones are working. Thanks for watching.